Hi everybody, welcome to another evening with Sips. Tonight, we're checking out Blood Bowl 2. Oh man. Blood Bowl is a game that I've known about for a long time. And actually, Blood Bowl 2 is a game that I have already played. I played this on stream with the help of Pyrian Flax and Strippin, showing me the ropes. I still suck really bad at it, but it is a very, very, very fun game. It's a turn-based sports game, I guess, that takes place in the Warhammer universe, okay? So you have like all of the old Warhammer guys, like orcs and dwarves and whatever. You make like American football teams with them, and then you hit the pitch and you fuck each other up big time by like doing body slams and DDTs and like, you know, jumps off the top ropes and all of the cool wrestling moves that you come to know and love from the world of Warhammer and that universe. Blood Bowl 2. It's just come out. It's come out like recently. Anyway, let's hit enter and let's connect to the game and see what's going on. Okay, I will. Thanks, Blood Bowl 2 team. I will confirm my email address and stuff. All right, so here we go. This is the main menu. There's a campaign that I've never tried before. So, not knowing much about Blood Bowl, I enlisted the help of Pyrian Flax and Strippin to fill me in. Pyrian Flax used to play the actual board game that the game is based on, like back in the 80s, and loves it. I think he played the first game a lot as well. And same with Strippin. I don't know if Strippin played the board game back in the 80s, because I don't even think he was born in the 80s, but I'm pretty sure he played the shit out of the first Blood Bowl with like Krendor and TB and all those guys. Was really looking forward to this releasing and plays it like all the goddamn time. Anyway, I have a team. I'm in a league as well. I've got a team called Orcs in the Night. That's right. I created a couple of teams on stream. If you want to look at all the unedited stream stuff, it's on the live channel. If you've never been to the live channel before, it'll be in the description. It's got a whole archive of like live stream stuff. Anyway, I created a dwarf team, and I have the worst luck ever. I had like 3 deaths in 3 games, which is like unheard of. That is just like a testament to how bad my luck is. And Strippin was laughing at me a lot for all my guys dying. We had to disband the team in the end. It was a fucking disaster. Anyway, we created Orcs in the Night. We've won a game with Orcs in the Night, apparently. Or I think we drew, actually. And this is the team. This is the roster. See, we've got this big old guy here with his big gut. His name is Al Smithy. We can actually look at the team roster here. So we've got Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Joe Pesci, and Rene Russo, all actors in the hit trilogy Lethal Weapon. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but it is a hit trilogy, and it's very good. We've got all of those guys as Black Orcs. So like this is like the muscle of our team, right? This is like our front line. We've got a big old troll named Al Smithy, and we got a little goblin named Trot. Now, these guys synergize together, okay? Because the big old troll can actually pick the goblin up and chuck him, like, halfway across the field. So the idea here is that you get Trot to go in and pick up the football, and then Al Smithy can then pick him up and chuck him, and then Trot can run in for a touchdown. It's fucking sweet when it works. It's really, really good. We got Ross as well from Hat Films here as the thrower, who... Well, he's pretty good at throwing, but he doesn't really see much action. Hasn't in the one game that I've won with this team anyway. Belle Biv DeVoe, Bobby Brown, Olivia Newton-John, and Kenny Rogers are our linemen and our blitzers, and they're all very, very good at what they do, especially Olivia Newton-John. She can like really bring the pain in a major way. Knock out some of those people that you really need to knock out and stuff like that. It's pretty good. I'm in a league. I'm in Strippin and Krendor's league as well, which is the managed leagues. No, I don't have any of my own leagues. So if I go to team and league management, I'm pretty sure that I'm actually in, what's it called? I think it's called like the Strip Door Lil Strip League or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, if I go play in a league anyway, I can play, it's Lil Skittles Invitational. That's the league that I'm in. And there's a lot of people in the league right now. A lot of people that play this game a lot. Like I think TB and Jesse and Krendor and like Gmart and Benji and all those guys are in this league as well. So you play matches against people that are in the league. So oftentimes you'll face up against people that you know from like Twitch chat and stuff like that. It's pretty fun. Having said that, I've played a couple of games in the league and I've never played against anyone that I recognized. But when I was playing on stream, I was playing against people who were in the chat and they were gloating big time and it was crazy. Anyway, fine. Let's jump in and take a look. We won't do a whole match because matches are like pretty long, and I think it'll be a little bit long for one video, but we'll do like a couple of turns just to like get a feel for the game. It's really fucking fun. It's really good. All right, fine. This team cannot play a match until players leveled up. Oh shit, I think Olivia Newton-John actually had a level up. Okay, let's go back in there then. Team and league management, fine. We'll go into my teams. Orcs in the night. Orcs burning bright. Team roster, and it looks like, no, it's Kenny Rogers who actually got a level up. Alright, fine. Kenny Rogers. Your player has just leveled up. You can now roll the dice to see which upgrades are available to him. Okay, fine. We're rolling the dice. We got a 6. So we can choose like something that Kenny Rogers will be really good at doing. Like maybe make him a dirty player. Add 1 to any armor roll or injury roll made by a player with this skill when they make a foul as part of foul action. So this whole game is dice roll based, right? Everything that you do in this game, a dice roll comes up, and so you have a chance to fail spectacularly at everything you do, like including just picking up the ball. You can fail at that too. It's crazy. What is this? Wrestle. This player can use wrestle on a skull with a little POW symbol result. Both players are placed prone in their respective squares, even if one or both have block skill. Do not make an armor roll. No turnover unless the player of the active team is the ball carrier. I have no idea what that does, because I don't really know too much about this. The player rerolls the dice if he fails to pick up the ball. In addition, I don't know. I think, well, Kenny Rogers is a blitzer, so we want him to be able to strip. When a player of this skill blocks an opponent with the ball, applying a blah results in the opposing player to drop the ball in the square that they are pushed to, even if the opposing player is not knocked down. Alright, that sounds good to me. Let's take strip ball. Okay, fine. Do you want to confirm your choice of upgrade? Yeah. Kenny Rogers is now able to strip ball. That's pretty cool. We can fire him as well, because we don't like that. Nah, I'm just joking. We would never do that. Kenny Rogers is way too valuable on this team. Okay, fine. Play in a league, yes. We go in and we try to find an opponent to play a game against in a league. It's going to be amazing. It takes a little while to search. Well, I say that. It looks like we found somebody already. Holy shit. It was so quick. Sometimes you have to wait for like a minute, which isn't actually a long time when you think about it. But when you're really eager to like play a game and get your whole star-studded lineup from the Lethal Weapon trilogy into action, it can seem like a long time. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I get really excited at the prospect of like Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, and Joe Pesci reuniting once again in a game of American football dressed as orcs. I think that that's pretty good. Looks like we're searching for opponents again. That's fine. We'll just wait for a little bit while that happens. Is there anything that I can tell you about the game while we search for an opponent? Not really. I mean, if you've never watched American football before, it doesn't really matter, because there's not like all of the rules and the, well, I was going to say there's not all the stop starting that there is in American football, but there is, because it's turn-based, so there is a lot of stop starting. But there's no like, you know, you don't have to like gain a certain amount of yards. There's no like, you know, first and second, third down and stuff like that. It plays a lot more like rugby, I guess, in that you can pass the ball to anyone and you can do anything. Really, what you're trying to do is you're just trying to get the football into the other team's zone for a touchdown, right? And you have like a certain amount of moves per turn to do that. So the game is broken up into halves. So there's 8 turns in the first half, and then there's 8 more turns in the second half. It generally takes like maybe 2 or 3 turns to really set something up so that you can get a touchdown. So you get like all your guys into position, because each turn they have a certain amount of things that they can do. They can move a certain amount of squares. You can sometimes make them move extra squares, but there'll be dice rolls to see if they like slip on the field and stuff like that. So everything comes with like a consequence, right? I mean, there's some really safe things that you can do at the start of a game. But as the game progresses, more and more the decisions that you're having to make sort of rely on you getting like a decent roll at something. If you screw up on your turn at all, so like let's say you are receiving the ball on a kickoff, if you're familiar with American football, right? You receive the ball on a kickoff. The ball lands right in front of you, and the first thing you do is you get your guy to pick up the ball, right? All of the guys on your team, there's 11 guys on your team. All of the guys on the team have something they can do that turn. But if you decide to pick up the ball first and your dude fumbles it, you're screwed. It's a turnover, right? So your turn is done. So like all of those other 10 guys haven't had a chance to do something. And that's really important. You have to like bear that stuff in mind, right? It's like super important. All right, we found an opponent. The match in the Little Skittles Invitational League will start soon. We're playing against the Ham Flavor Barge. Lizard Men. Lizard Men are kind of tough, actually. All right, we don't want to buy anything here. We don't want any cheerleaders or Bloodweiser babes or anything like that. We have rerolls, which is something that we bought. And there's a bit of petty cash that we probably should have spent, actually, because it looks like this team that I'm playing against is a lot higher worth than mine. It just couldn't find anyone trashy enough to match me up against, so I'm being matched up against somebody who's actually very good at the game. Oh shit, here we go. The Ham Flavor Barge Stadium. Home O Ham. That's right, Orcs in the Night are visiting. Look at these fucking assholes. Okay, so these like small guys are really quick. And what he's going to try to do with these like little small guys is he's going to try to get them into a position where they can just run with the ball and get a touchdown. Because they have a lot of extra movement. They're very quick. They can dodge out of like tackle zones and stuff like that. And then the big lizard guys are going to be like his linemen. But we've got like the star-studded cast of Lethal Weapon to help us with that. We got Al Smithy, our big troll here with the big beer belly. Trot is in here somewhere as well. And all of our other orcs in the night. Orcs burning bright. It's going to be fantastic. The team presentation is really something else. We've got to do a coin toss. Who gets to pick? Hopefully it's me. Your opponent is choosing whether to attack or defend. Okay, fine. So there we go. We're on turn 1. So, I have some team rerolls, so I can, if something goes wrong, I can reroll up to 3 times per half, okay? This is pretty important, but you burn through those really quickly because things do tend to go wrong. Alright, so we want to make sure that we place our guys in a line here so that none of his dudes can really get by. So, we've got a lineman here. We're just going to move the lineman up to here. We're going to move this lineman, Belle Biv DeVoe, up to here as well. We want to create a line, and we want to have like little gaps that he can get through. But see these little gaps? Like if that guy walks through here or tries to walk through here and get to like, say, Trot, that's like a tackle zone, right? Because there's a guy here and a guy here. They both have a chance to like knock him down and cause a turnover, which is pretty good. We got Ross Hornby at the back here and Trot at the back here as well. We're defending. So we want to make sure that everybody is sort of on the line, I guess. So we could probably actually move Trot up to here as well. We'll move Ross back here, because I think if we're defending, we're kicking the ball to him. Let's move this guy up a little bit as well. And let's also move Kenny Rogers up a bit as well, who has the strip ball ability. Okay, great. We're ready to go. We've confirmed the setup. Okay. So now Barry Scott, who is the coach of the Ham Flavor Barge, is setting up his team into a attack formation before the kickoff. I think Ross Hornby is our star ball kicker. He's going to kick the ball into their zone, and one of these little assholes here is going to pick it up and start running for it. We got a really good defensive line here, and Al Smithy packs a real punch too. So one thing that's really good in this game is that, you know, when you're doing your moves, there's a lot of fighting in this game, right? I mean, there's a lot of fighting in American football as well, but it's not really sort of like part of like the rules of the game, you know? Like you're not really meant to, you can be pretty rough, but you're not really meant to actually like uppercut people and stuff in American football. It does happen from time to time, but you're not really supposed to do it. In this game, you're really meant to uppercut the shit out of everybody. These like lizard men here are really tough and will take like a real pounding. These little tiny lizards are not tough at all. So like one uppercut could injure them for like the whole game. So I have a really like beefy team of orcs and stuff. One thing that I like to try to do is injure a lot of their players so that they're at a disadvantage. And it works out kind of well. I mean, my dwarf team was a bit like that too, but it didn't quite work out. Okay, so these arrows that are coming out of the center point are where possible places where the ball can like sort of bounce to. So we kind of want to kick. We want to get Ross to kick it into the middle, pretty much, because he's not like amazing at kicking the ball, and hope that it doesn't bounce off too far. Changing weather, nice. A perfect Blood Bowl weather with a gentle gust of wind. A gentle gust of wind makes the ball scatter one extra square in a random direction before landing. Okay, fine. Nice. Okay, he's done a pretty good job there. Look, he's kicked it like right behind all of them, and it's fine. All right, so it's his turn to move. And he's going to probably start trying to uppercut the shit out of all my dudes. Great. Okay, so that's... Who's that? Belle Biv DeVoe is flat on his ass now. Okay, great. That little blue arrow means that he can only push this guy back. So Bobby Brown is going to get pushed back, but not knocked over. Look at that. Bobby Brown is like bloodlusting now. He's like, fuck yeah, this is the best. Okay, great. That means that Trot is probably going to get injured here. He's going to get smashed right in the face. Poor Trot and Belbiv DeVoe are now completely flat on their butts. Okay, so like I was saying before, see what this guy is doing? He's using all of his other guys' turns first before he picks up the ball, because there's a good chance that you can actually, when you're trying to pick up the ball, fumble it, and then you don't have a turn anymore. Your turn just ends, unless you re-roll the fumble. But even on a re-roll of the fumble, it can still fumble again, and then you can't re-roll again in the same turn, so it's a turnover. So you have to be really careful. Alright, so he's moving all of his little dudes around. Like, he's got Twitch here, Twitch run fast. He's got Itzaitka. Okay, so he's trying to pick up the ball, and it looks like he's fumbled it, and that's it. It's a turnover. So now we can get in there. Alright, turn 1, Orcs in the night. Here we go. Alright, it's time to bring the pain. So we want to try to knock down some of these guys here, put them out of action. And with our blitzers, we want to get in and we want to try to injure these guys. So you have a blitz move. You can use 1 blitz move per turn, okay? It's really important. So we have Kenny Rogers here, who could actually zoom up to this guy and potentially knock him over with a double dice roll. That's the only time that can happen in this turn. Everyone else will have to move up and like tag the guys first, and then do an attack like next turn. So it's like it's kind of tricky. Anyway, okay, what can we do here? Can we hit this guy? We don't want to hit that guy because he's gonna like overwhelm us with strength. That's a 1 dice roll. What about this guy? Can we hit this guy? Okay, all right. So Al Smithy is going to push this guy back a little bit, and let's push him back to here. And then we'll follow him in as well, because Al Smithy's pretty big. Look at that. He's a big old troll, right? This guy is going to get overwhelmed by these 2 guys tagging him here. See, these guys are like adjacent to him, so he's tagged. So he can't really fight them because they're just going to overwhelm him with their strength. So what we're going to do is we're going to move Ross into here to even it up a little bit so that we can actually get 1 dice roll against one of these guys. But we won't do a 1 dice roll now because there's a chance that it can go wrong, right? This guy we should actually be able to hit with 1 dice roll as well. And I think we're going to want to get Kenny Rogers to come in and blitz this guy. Blitz the little guy, right? So here he goes. He's going in for a blitz. He's got a double dice roll. And we're going to do a both down because I think we can block. Kenny Rogers can block. And he's knocked that guy down. Perfect. He's blocked and he's knocked him down. Alright, fine. So we want to move this guy into here as well. I think we're going to move him like here, so that he's tagging this guy. And then we can hopefully knock him down too. We're going to move this guy into here possibly. Yeah. We're going to move Olivia Newton-John in to tag these guys here. These guys are all small, so Olivia Newton-John should be fine. We're going to move Belbiv DeVoe into... we're going to move Belbiv DeVoe probably here for now. And Belbiv DeVoe is down. He's now gotten up and is moving in. And Trot is going to move into here for now as well. So we're trying to like circle them a little bit. We don't want them to be able to get out of this. Okay, now Joe Pesci can get a double dice roll on this guy, which is perfect. Can Joe Pesci actually block? No, he can't. So we're going to have to re-roll that because it's going to be a turnover otherwise. Okay, fine. That works. We'll send him flying back that way, and then we'll follow him in as well. Good job, Joe Pesci. Look at that. Fucking on his ass. Turn 2. Done. Okay. That was a pretty decent turn, actually. We didn't do too badly there. Alright, so now Barry Scott has to figure out how he's going to pick up the ball and how he's going to get the ball past this, like, encroaching line of orcs that I've created, right? So one thing that he can do is pick up the ball with one of these guys and maybe get one of these guys clear, like over here. Like, he could run this guy through here now. He's got this corridor here that's, like, undefended. And he could potentially pass the ball over all these guys. I might be able to intercept that, though. So there's like a whole bunch of options. There's a lot of strategy in the game, right? I mean, it is a turn-based strategy game. Look, he's got a 67% chance to pick up the ball right now. I think he's going to try to on his first move. Okay, no. He's going to go in and he's going to tag. Who's that? Is that Olivia Newton-John? It is, okay. Olivia Newton-John is now surrounded by tiny lizardmen. So is Kenny Rogers, but I don't think it's like a huge problem. And now he's going to try to pick up the ball. Okay, he got the ball safely as well. He hasn't done a fumble or anything, which is good for him. Oh, watch out, though. Al Smithy with the big trip. Wow. Okay, so he's going to have to re-roll this, because if he doesn't re-roll it, and if he doesn't pass it, it's a turnover. Okay, he managed to get away that time, luckily, but he has no more re-rolls now. Oh, shit. It looks like Kenny Rogers is going to get flattened, though. That was his blitz move, too. Holy shit. Okay. Kenny Rogers might be dead. Okay. Luckily, Kenny Rogers is not dead. That's really good. Alright, so these guys are going to try to... Wow, that's pretty lucky, actually. On a one dice roll, he's managed to knock over Olivia Newton-John as well. Which kind of sucks, actually. I don't know what happened there. It's like head went flying. Anyway, he's pushed me out of the way, which means that this guy now, that he's got the ball, can potentially move quite safely through, like, any of these areas. Oh, shit, look at that, though. It's a turnover. So this means that he's failed the roll, and I've knocked him over. And he doesn't get to do anything else this turn, which has actually worked out really well for me. Holy shit. Man, I was only going to do this for like 20 minutes or whatever, but I'm really getting into this game. And I got a chance to potentially draw or win this game as well, I think. So let's just keep going. Okay, so who are we going to send in? We want to think about maybe doing a blitz move. This guy's going to be like really overpowered here. We don't want to use our blitz move on that. We probably want to stand them up. We'll probably knock over this guy here. And I think we should probably think about knocking him over with Al Smithy. Alright, Smithy, get in there. Okay, great. That works. We'll push him back this way. And then we'll follow him in as well. Okay, Al Smithy, with his mouth completely wide open, has knocked over a lizard man. To great effect. Okay, we're going to also open up on this guy. Can we block this? No, we're going to have to push him back. If we push him back, we're going to push him back this way. And going to follow. So that we sort of separate these guys out a little bit. I think that that's pretty good. We're going to move this guy into here. We don't need to use our blitz straight away. Let's also hit this guy here with a double dice roll. Perfect. We might actually be able to injure him as well. That'd be good. We're going to send him flying back here. And we're going to... I think we're going to stay here, actually. Oh, man. The little cutscenes are so great, aren't they? Okay, so this guy is on his ass now. Which means that we can potentially move Ross Hornby into position for a blitz. So we probably want Trot to be able to help with that. Trot's going to help. We're going to stand this guy up. And Ross Hornby is going to come in here. Not only tag this guy, but he's going to blitz down this guy as well. So we're sort of removing options for the ball carrier. We could just go in on the ball carrier as well, which would work. We get a double dice roll on that. So let's do it, Ross. Get in there and try to knock the ball out of his damn hands. How have we done? Do we have a block? No. We're going to have to re-roll that. Okay, so we can push him back and hope that he actually knocks it over. But I doubt he's going to. So we're going to do that, and we're going to follow so that he's still tagged. That's fine. And that was our blitz. We can move some guys in to help out here. So we can stand up Kenny Rogers and probably not attack because his move was to stand up. Kenny Rogers can still move, but he's within a tackle zone, so he's going to get, like, knocked over. Let's move Rene Russo into position here so that we can overwhelm these guys a little bit. And let's get Joe Pesci, like, into some sort of position. Actually, Joe Pesci's probably fine there. We're going to move Bobby Brown into position here. And just sort of try to keep the net tightened up like that. I think that's pretty good, actually. I think that's pretty much everybody had a turn this turn as well, so we can end our turn. All right, so it's turn 3 now. Barry Scott has to make some quick decisions here. He's going to try to get away with the ball. These guys can dodge really well. They'll probably be able to dodge out of Ross Hornby's tackle zone, which is probably fine, but we really want to try to force him to use a reroll. We've already used 2 rerolls. He's only used 1, so we need to be a little bit careful. But I think we're still in pretty good shape. We'll just see how this turn goes, and then maybe we can wrap up after that. Man, what a game. I fucking love strategy games, and this game is really, really fun. One thing I will say about this game, though, is that it is a bit of a time commitment. It's a lot like Dota 2 in that sense. You know, like 45 minutes to an hour for a game. And you can't really just, like, AFK, you know. You have to sort of, like, plan your turns, think about what you're doing and stuff like that. But if you've got a lot of time and you like games like this, I definitely recommend it. It is a lot of fun. It's hugely satisfying, especially when you have, like, cool synergies on your teams and you can make plays and stuff like that. Sadly, I wasn't on the offense for this one. I was defending. So I couldn't show you my Al Smithy trot get the ball, throw the ball, do stuff with the ball, maneuver. But maybe next time. And I'm sure to be streaming this again at some time as well. So if you want to check that out too, you'll probably see some of that hot action. Oh shit. You might have to re-roll that. Or can he actually move it? Does he have block on that though? Oh yeah, his big lizardmen do have block, so that's fine. Alright. So he's moved old, who's this? Ross Hornby. Ross Hornby is just getting moved around everywhere, but it's not too bad. Okay, so he's actually going to push Kenny Rogers back, and he's going to try to create like a little escape route here, I think. Try to get the ball to one of these guys and like move them through here, but I don't know if that's going to work. We seem to have like a pretty tight net right now, so we'll have to see. Oh my god. Hey, wait. Bated breath. What's going to happen? It looks like Twitch McRunfast has the ball, and he's thinking about maybe moving somewhere with the ball. Oh shit, he is. Look at that. Look at that move. You see how many dodges he would have to make? Like, that is like a... So now he's just going to try to take the safe route around. See, look, 83% going for it. He still has to roll on a going for it, but there's an 83% chance that he's going to get through, sort of thing. Which isn't too bad for these little guys. So he might just play it safe and just try to end there. But look at this. Kenny Rogers can fucking blitz him from there, no problem. So we might have to think about doing that. If we knock the ball out of his hands, that's a really good thing for us. So this is a disadvantaged roll. And I think I get to pick this, actually. He's re-rolled. Okay, it's a turnover. Boom. Knock that guy down. So when you roll like on a red dice like that, it's disadvantage, and I get to pick the outcome. So the fact that he got a skull meant that I could force a turnover, which is very good. All right, so what we want to do with Kenny Rogers is we want to blitz this guy, okay? There's nothing stopping him from blitzing it, but we want to knock over a couple of these guys first. So like Olivia Newton-John, we can knock over one of these little guys, hopefully injure them. I think Belle Biv DeVoe could probably not do that because they've got power overwhelming here. That's a 1 dice roll. Al Smithy should be able to get a double dice on this guy, which would be pretty good. So let's go for it. He's got an 83% chance of being really dumb too, which kind of sucks. Okay, we want to move this guy like into here. And then this guy into here, I think. So he's tagging both of them, and he can follow on that too. Okay, perfect. We should be able to... Okay, no, there's no double dice roll on there. So we move this guy into here. 17% chance to dodge, which is not very good. So we might think about moving him into here. 50% chance to dodge because he's in this guy's tackle zone, which kind of sucks. Can we get a double dice on him? No. Can we get a double dice on him? No. But we can move this guy into position here. And then probably overwhelm this guy with a double dice. Okay, let's do that. See if we can fucking injure him. Do we have block? No, Phil does have block, so we're gonna have to re-roll that, sadly. And we're gonna have to push him back even further, actually. That sucks. We're gonna have to follow him too, because we need to keep him tagged in case they try to pass the ball to him. Alright, fine. Kenny Rogers is gonna go in for the blitz. Come on, Kenny! You can do it! A big one! That works, actually. We've got block. We might be able to knock him down, cause the ball to fall out, and push him back. He's got dodge too. We're gonna follow. Boom. Strip ball. Ah, look at that. The ball is out of bounds. Strip ball. Holy shit. That is incredible. Okay, fine. So this guy is tagged now as well by Kenny Rogers. And really just so on and so forth. You sort of, you do your plays, you get to your single dice rolls, and you try to like knock people down and kill them and stuff, and it's pretty good, and I fucked that up, and it's a turnover, so it's his turn. But you get the general idea, right? I know it's been like really talky and stuff like that, but it's a really exciting game if you're into it. It's probably not like an overly exciting game to watch in retrospect. But there you go. Blood Bowl 2. I am enjoying it. I hope that if you like Blood Bowl, you will also enjoy it. Barry Scott now has the arduous task of heading back to his like 20-yard line to pick up the ball because Kenny Rogers managed to get like this fucking devastating strip ball on his ball carrier. If we can delay him for this half, which we seem to be doing, we could potentially end in a draw, which is good. Al Smith is fucking lights out. Holy shit. That was tremendous. I don't think I've ever seen Al Smithy hit the floor before. Oh, there you go. It's the first time for everything. All right, Blood Bowl 2. I hope you enjoyed that. You can get it on Steam. It's out now. It was in beta for a while, but it's actually fully released now, and they seem to actually be adding content to it as well. They added a couple of races just recently, and there's some more stuff coming up, so lots of excitement. Join the Little Skittles Invitational. You don't need to request or anything. You can just join it, and you potentially be able to play against me or Strippin or Krendor or any of those guys that are in the actual league, which will be good fun. And there you go. As usual, thanks for watching, and oh my god, Kenny Rogers. I will see you next time! Bye!